So, here at Straight with No Chaser, we talk about everyday topics that range from sports, relationships, politics, things that are going on in our society. And I have a chance to share my opinion with you, just like I share my favorite beverage at my local tavern or watering hole, straight with no chaser. That means unfiltered, straight to the point, sometimes rough, sometimes rugged, sometimes raw, but it's pretty much there and in your face. So people have been asking me, and I've been quite active on social media. People have been asking me, what are my thoughts on this election and Donald Trump being elected the next president of the United States? Give it to you straight, no chaser. I think I'm sitting back and just waiting for the shit show to unfold. You know, being African American, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, what is in store for us with this man and when he takes office? I mean, he ran on a platform that basically incited crowds of people, um, and incited bigotry toward minorities, uh, the gay and lesbian community, uh, the Islamic religion, Islamic faith, women, the handicapped, you name it, he dissed them. And I shouldn't expect anything less when he gets in office. You know, looking at some of his potential appointees, I mean, this is going to be one hell of a 4 years. That's all I'm going to say. Not just for the people that I named in those various demographics. Again, women, ethnic minorities, the gay and lesbian community, the disabled, and so forth. But then also looking at the people that voted for Trump, that voted against their own self-interest. You know, that's always a shocker to me. One of the things that Donald Trump has been very adamant about is looking at trying to run the country like a business and less government. So we're looking at Medicaid reforms, Medicare reforms, Social Security reforms, things of that nature. This is going to impact a lot of the poorest communities across the country, which, by the way, happen to be some of the most staunch Republican counties, whether you're looking at areas in Mississippi, Louisiana, Tennessee, along the Appalachian Mountains. Those are the areas that are going to be the most hardest impacted. However, those are the areas that Trump garnered almost unanimous, or if we could call it that, I mean, very, very strong support for both himself and the Republican Party. Yet these are the areas that are going to be the most impacted. So now that you're starting to hear some of his policies and his thoughts and those people that he's putting in place and their thoughts about Medicaid, again, Medicare, Social Security, jobs, things of that nature. Now, people in those counties are starting to get worried. I'm reading information online from various people posting, well, I'm not going to be able to survive without Medicare, or how am I going to get my bills paid without Medicaid? You're looking at cutting the emergency food assistance and things of that nature. You know, people are actually afraid now, but they weren't thinking about that when they were going to the polls. You know, they were just sitting there. They were going ape. They were going ape. I mean, they were going ham over Donald Trump at his rallies. You know, you're looking at, oh my goodness, yes, Trump. We the people. We love Donald Trump. The people for Trump, not knowing that the same time that they're rallying and throwing their hands up and throwing their fists up and they're proud, not knowing that grandma's Social Security benefits are going to be cut, not knowing that when they go to the doctor, if they repeal the Affordable Care Act, and again, many of these areas, many of these counties in which Trump received his largest support are going to be impacted when they repeal Obamacare, because guess what? Now those people won't have health care insurance. So now where they're going to get their medicines for their diabetes and other things that are covered under the Affordable Care Act. You know, then that doesn't cease to amaze me. But these are the people who supported Donald Trump, and they supported his platform of bigotry and the roughing up of the protesters and dealing with all of the different things that they felt that they were in tune with, because again, Donald Trump was like them. He shared their social views. He viewed minorities. He viewed women. He viewed Muslims a certain type of way, but not understanding that, yeah, that was just maybe one aspect of what he was talking about. But the reality of it is, when you looked at his entire message, he wasn't out for anybody except his millionaire and billionaire, well, I can't even say millionaire friends because that's lowbrow for Donald Trump, but his billionaire friends, making sure that they were taken care of, making sure the corporations were taken care of, not the common people. But once again, People voted against their own interests, and I'm loving it. I like it, and I like it a lot because this is going to be a shit show for the next 4 years. People say, "Oh well, Donald Trump. Those are just words, and those people. It's only a couple zealots out there that are ruining things." Well, if you look at some of the things that happened at his rallies across the country, and looking at some of the things that were said and that were done, and how people were treated, what he's done is he's provided normalcy to bigotry. He's provided normalcy to discrimination. Hate crimes are up almost 350%. I read a statistic the other week. Hate crimes are up almost 350% across the country since the election results, since his election. We're seeing more and more videos of people not just using racism and bigotry as a normalcy in their conversation, but they're also using it in Trump's name, because you're hearing these racial epithets prefaced with, "That's why I voted for Trump," or "Trump is our president and you're going to get out of our country." Well, you know what? Guess what? Oh my gosh. We're all going to be having to leave the country soon because we're not going to be able to afford to live here. Believe me. This man that you're looking at, he wants nothing. He has nothing in store for us but bullshit, games, and a lot of drama. The Twitter rants. Seriously, do we even have to go there? I have a 9-year-old daughter. I also have a 24-year-old, and she's more mature than Donald Trump. My 9-year-old wouldn't even do some of the things and say some of the things that Donald Trump does or says. It's like he has this sporadic, impulsive insatiable need to say something stupid. It's like, 6 o'clock in the morning. It's almost like an alarm, and then hear an alarm. 6 o'clock in the morning, gotta say something stupid. Let me hit my Twitter button. The worst thing that Donald Trump can do is get up in the morning and tweet something out and hit send. That's the worst thing. If it's on your mind, I had a mentor that told me long time ago, if you have something you want to say, go ahead, type it out, and leave it there. And come back to it an hour later, a day later, a week later, and delete it. Because this way you've gotten it out of your system. But the minute that you hit send, it is now forever out there. And some of the stuff that Donald Trump has put out there, I don't even want to begin to talk about. Well, actually, I probably will, but that's for another time in another segment. But I can't believe some of the stuff that's out there, and he hasn't even taken office yet. Wait until he gets that little pasty behind in that chair in the Oval Office, and he wiggles and shimmies down into the chair. Make sure he got a nice little groove in it. Oh, he is gonna act a damn fool. Hear me now and believe me later. Trust me. Donald Trump is gonna turn the White House into the Outhouse. I mean, I don't expect anything less. For those people that voted for Donald Trump, oh my goodness, especially the poor people, especially people that are covered by the Affordable Care Act, those people that are on Medicaid, those people who have family members that are on Medicare or public assistance, those people who are on Social Security, those people who live in subsidized housing, because there's been some discussion about some huge affordable housing reforms. I can't wait to see the looks on these people's faces when the shit hits the fan. And believe me, they're going to find a way to try and blame President Obama, because that's what they do. But anyone with half a brain, well, first of all, anyone with half a brain wouldn't have voted for Donald Trump anyway. So I have to also understand the audience in which he's going to be pandering to would know that this was coming. And again, this is your man. That's your president-elect. Take him with you. Put an OG call in, because Donald Trump, that is not my president.